distinguished professor and former Vice Chancellor, Professor N. Panchanatham, distinguished invitees present here, faculty members, trustees, members of Board of Management, my dear students, proud parents, friends from the media, brothers and sisters. At the very outset, I congratulate all the graduating students. It's a day of achievement in your life. The degrees that you got today is the result of your hard work, your determination, and you have every reason to be proud of it. A special congratulations to the rank holders. You have made the institution proud. My young friends, on this day of happiness and joy, be thankful to the teachers and remain thankful for all the time to come. Those who gave you the knowledge and the skill that made you achieve what you have achieved today. Remain thankful to the staff of the college, the non-teaching staff who made it possible, who made it convenient through their logistic assistance to achieve you what you have achieved. And remain thankful to your parents who repose trust in you. They did all they could to sustain your education and upbringing. Remain ever grateful to them. This college, I heard and we all heard the report given by the principal. And the report, when he was reading, it was like music to the ears, the achievement that the college has been getting from time to time. I had the occasion to visit the advanced microbiology laboratory, and the scientists who gave the briefing, I felt so delighted at the cutting-edge research is being done at this institution. My young friends, you are graduating at a time which is very, very special. You are fortunate, more fortunate than your predecessors. Because you are graduating at a time when you are a witness to rise of a new country, where you have opportunities which your predecessors couldn't even dream of. A new Bharat is rising with confidence in itself and with a sense of destiny to lead the world for the better of the humankind. Friends, today our country Bharat is not what it was one or two decades back. This was a country known to be a populous country. Earlier we used to be called the second largest in population next to China. Of course, we have become now number one. But the world did not take us seriously. We were at the margin of high tables were out of reach for us, and at times, even if provided, we were at the corner. Today, Bharat is at the center stage of the global affairs. When the Prime Minister of India speaks, the world listens and listens with attention. Before 10 years, less than 10 years, we were the 10th economy in the world. Today we are the 5th and poised shortly to be the number 5th. Until a few decades back, the world and our own people, our own economists, were resigned to the fate that India can only grow very slowly. In fact, they had coined an expression, they used to call it Hindu rate of growth. Because a negative perception was given around that the we are today among the leading countries in science and technology. We are measuring the height of the space and the depth of the ocean. We have landed on the south pole of moon, which no country has yet done. We have our scientists established research station at 6,000 meters down in the bed of the ocean. It's again among the very few countries in the world. In every domain, India is rising, and India's rise is being noticed, acknowledged, and respected by the world. Today, we are the most digitalized country in the world. No country. Thanks to our Prime Minister Digital India initiative. But even the last man in the village is connected with the digital infrastructure. And the kind of revolution that it has brought in our life, brought in our individual and collective national life, is showing the result. the empowerment of our individual, the last man. Today, India accounts for the largest digital transaction in the world. Almost 45% of the global digital transaction per day happens in this country. A decade ago, people used to walk. How can people in the rural areas, illiterate people, how can they do it? But they are doing it today. They have proved that given the access, they can do wonder. So all that transformation from that so-called Hindu rate of growth, as they used to use the word, to the fastest growing large economy in the world, soon poised to be the number 3. From nowhere to among the top 3 fastest growing startup ecosystem in the world. From nowhere, the most digitalized country in the world. All these transformations that we see today, which are happening today, is because of the inherent strength of our people. For a very long time, our leaders did not trust the people. Mahatma Gandhi had a faith. Mahatma Gandhi knew that you trust the last man. Trust his wisdom or her wisdom. And when I said her, I am reminded to say that India has also overcome the long-held ignominy of gender disparity. For all these decades, we had more number of men than women, not because women were not born, but because of various reasons. Some part of the country we had female feticide. Healthcare, nutrition in all the fields, women were neglected. And the latest survey shows that we have not only bridged this gap of gender, but I think today there are indications that we have more number of women than the men in our country. And they are achieving in every field of life, which you see even in the degree distribution. But among the achievers, among the rank holders, I was delighted to see the larger number of women. So all these strengths that our people have, our people, our real leaders couldn't believe it, couldn't trust. As a result, the entire effort to develop the country was government-centric. Government to develop this country. And that developed a patron-client relationship. People started looking up to government for everything. There are a number of rules, regulations, restrictions on the initiatives of the people, primarily because there was a lack of trust. Today, if our country 10 years back, with 60% open defecation, we are open defecation free today. If today we are the most digitalized and we have from less than 500 startup to more than 125,000 startup today in less than 8 to 9 years, it is not because of government. It is because of the young men and women like you. The trust in our people that they can do wonders, they have the capacity. Trust them, give them opportunity, remove the blocks, remove the obstacles, and they will do it. And they are doing it. This fundamental change in trusting the people and people's strength. This is unfolding. These energies are unleashed and harnessed, and collectively they are bringing the result that we are all witnessing today. Friends, As we know that this new Bharat is moving forward with a sense of destiny. And the destiny is to lead the world for the better of the world. And we have a target, we have a timeline. We cannot wait, we have lost a lot of time. 7 decades is not a short time in the life of a nation. 7 decades means the third generation. No, we cannot let that happen. We cannot lose time. We cannot lose a moment. We cannot lose a day. And so, we have set the target. The nation has set the target that in next 24 years, by 2047, when the nation celebrates centenary of its independence, Bharat will be not only a fully developed country, self-reliant country, but it will be a country with a vision to lead the world, to save the world. You know, the world today is in the midst of crisis. We have wars everywhere. Some are visible, but many are invisible. But people are in conflict with each other. Men fighting men. When I say men, human being, one set of men fighting other set. Countries fighting with each other. We are fighting with the nature, climate crisis. Man versus the nature. We know how Mother Earth is heating up and what are going to be the consequences of it. A world order created after the Second World War by the powerful countries, those who were victorious in the Second World War, they created a world order based on military strength and wealth. The world order created on the strength of military and wealth has proved unsustainable. Much of the problem that we are facing today is because of that. And it became all the more, its failure became all the more obvious during COVID. During COVID, perhaps the biggest disaster in human history, no one was spared at that point of time. The world, especially the less fortunate, poor countries, they expected the rich countries to help them with medicines and vaccines. But this didn't happen. They looked at it as an opportunity to make more money. The prices of vaccines went up. At that point in time, it was Bharat, this country, and thanks to our scientists, that we got the vaccine, which is among the best in the world, and we shared the vaccine with the needy people, the less fortunate people, in over 150 countries. In over 100 countries, it was given free. This is Bharat. When the Bharat rises, the world looks at it with hope and expectation, not with apprehension. Some countries, when they rose, the world looked at it with apprehension because they were hegemonistic. They were imperialistic. Bharat is rising as Vishwamitra, as a friend of the world. In recently concluded G20 leaders meeting, summit, it was obvious. Bharat is rising not only in the domain of physical prosperity, but also in the domain of its outlook, which is a heritage of a spiritual heritage given to us by our rishis and saints since several thousands years ago. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, Yadu More, Yadu Kere. This was given to us by people several thousand years ago. And this is what is Sanatana Darshan. What is Sanatana Darshan? Sanatana Darshan is when we see ourselves in everyone. When we see it, when we say Atmavata Sarva Bhuteshu, Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma, and all the variations, all the different manifestations that we are saying it is Avivaktam Vivakteshu, indivisible, looking divided in millions and millions. When our Rishi, great Saint Vanala says, Vadi Pari Kanpode Lam Vadi, this is Sanatana, this is Sanatana. It doesn't distinguish between humans, doesn't distinguish between humans and plants, it doesn't distinguish between humans and animals. All are creations of the divine, and divine is present in each one of them. This is Sanatana. And over thousands of years, this outlook towards self and towards society and towards the environment, it created a moral framework where each society having its own unique identity, and yet they live peacefully together as brothers and sisters. No country in the world can parallel diversity of India. Our Bharat, in terms of any diversity, in terms of languages, in terms of cuisines, cultures, geography, a stunning diversity. Each society is organized along its own ethos, but underpinning of that is we are all one. This oneness of creation. We are one, all the family. Kudumbam. When we say Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam, the world is a family. And when we say world is a family, it is not only humans, it also includes animals and plants. We are all a family. This outlook, this, imagine the great minds, those rishis, those who reveal this wisdom, that we have all the diversities. Diversities are apparent. Within the underneath this apparent diversity, there is oneness. The common thread running and illuminating the entire creation. And this shaped our attitude to ourselves, to our family, to our society, to our environment. An inclusive moral framework. An inclusive moral framework. Where there is no concept of I and you. It is a concept of us, we. No darshan, no philosophy in the world can parallel compare this. And this is the answer to the conflicting world today. When the world is fighting, people are fighting with each other and with the nature. This is the mantra, this is the formula which Bharat has to offer to the world. Some people try to find fault with Sanatana by quoting or referring to some of this wrong social practices. The wrong social practices, unfortunately we have it quite palpable. Social discrimination, untouchability, this is a curse. But you know, in a body, when you have a festering wound, that wound does not define the body, the wound has to be cured. If there are wrong practices, they have to be cured. They have to be corrected with all our might, with all our initiative. But that does not take away the fact, the core of our Sanatana. It doesn't accept this. Then there is no discrimination between human and plants, human and animals. We know we worship all animals. We worship a snake, we worship elephants, we worship every creature, we worship trees. How can there be a discrimination among the people, among the humans? These are all evil practices. These are all like festering wound on our body. They have to be corrected, they have to be cured. But we cannot throw the baby with the bath water. When you take bath, impurities come in the bath water. That is, impurity has been thrown. You cannot throw the baby. The core has to be retained. The core is where our salvation is, where the future of humanity lies. And the institution where I am standing today, named Adi Shankara, Adi Shankaracharya. What a great divine soul. He was the leading proponent of this Sanatana Dharma. Unity, oneness of entire creation. And it traveled from here, south to north, went up to, imagine, Badrinath. East to west, traveled across the country. He didn't encounter any obstacle of, you are coming to my country, you are coming to my language, you are coming to my... No, nothing. People of this country have been traveling, moving from one end to the other. Traditionally mandated to do the tirtha without any discrimination, without any sense or any feeling that they are going to some other country. We know that the Kanchipuram is among Saptatirtham, which every Bharatiya, it was a life dream to visit all the Saptatirtham. And this place is one, this holy place is one among them. And they traveled. And people everywhere welcomed them. There were different kings, different queens, different Raja, Maharaja. People were unmindful. They traveled together as a family. Kanchipuram has hosted people from Manipur, from Assam, from Kashmir, from today's Uttarakhand. All places people have visited this place. Long back, 600 years ago, there was a great saint of Assam, Mahapurush Shankardev. At the age of 30, he traveled from Kamrup, which is Guwahati, Assam today, and he came to Rameshwaram and studied, came to Kanchipuram and studied, and then he went back to Kashi. He studied. When he went back to Kamrup, one of the first composition he made was Dhanya Dhanya Bharat Bhumi. People have traveled. Guru Nanak Dev came to this place. People from here to there and there to here, they have been traveling as a family. At this very place, in the 5th century, one of the Pallava prince, he was to be anointed as the successor king. He renounced and went to Nalanda, the world famous university. He studied, became Acharya. Once he became Acharya, he was anointed at Bodhidharma. He taught there, he came here, and then he by sea route, he went to China and established Shaolin monastery and spread Buddhism there. It went from here. Shaolin Kung Fu, all these are variations of our martial art from this place, because Bodhidharma had taken the whole truth. This place has spread the light. Today, we are trying to divide the people in name of language, in name of artificially created theory of race, and cursing the very moral force that established a cohesive social order which kept the whole country together. That is not acceptable and that will not succeed. My friends, young friends, you are embarking on life. Till Today you are a student, but having graduated, you are entering a phase of life. And as I said that you are lucky to be graduating at a time when opportunities are far more than ever before. I urge you, I advise you, to explore the opportunities. As a product of a prestigious college, you must have, each of you must have a large dream. A large dream to achieve in life. Because if you have a small dream, it will not grow large. You cannot grow larger than your dream. Dream large. Dream big. Work hard to fulfill that dream. Without working hard, you cannot. There is an old saying, Nahi suttasya singhasya pravishante mukhe mala. In a sleeping lion's mouth, bear doesn't go. It has to struggle, it has to fight. So you have to work. Work hard to fulfill the dream. And trust me, what Tiruvalluvar, great Tiruvalluvar said, This is Quran number 666. What if you are working with determination, there is nothing beyond you will achieve. Don't get demoralized by setbacks. Setback is a part of life, is a part of growth. No life is a journey of continuous success. We have all failed multiple times. The only difference is we didn't allow failure to defeat me. Rise, fail, rise again. Try something big. And third thing is have self-confidence. Confidence in yourself. You are your best friend, you are your worst enemy. Atmanaivahi atmano bandhu atmanaivahi buddhatmanaha. Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says that. You are the friend of yourself, you are the enemy of yourself. So, dream big, with total dedication, full commitment, work hard to achieve the dream. And trust yourself. Don't listen to the negatives, negative vibrations around. If you have, keep away. Don't keep company with people, those who keep cribbing and talking about failure. No. That absorbs your positive energy. Keep them away. Remain positive. And with this, you will be the builder of this country. You will not only build your own career, you will not only make your own family proud, you will not only inspire the people around you because each of them will look up to you as an icon, but you will build this nation. You are in a unique position to be the witness of this rise of Bharat and also to be a builder of this Bharat. Bharat will not be built by some abstract body. It will not be built by the government. It will be built by people like you, each one of you. Remember your national responsibilities. You are not just an individual. Here you may be sitting in number that you have several hundred people. But each one of you, remember, each one of you is a national asset. Is a national asset. You have a potential to grow large. An example which I often tell the young people, my young friends, that you are like a seed of a banyan tree. Within that tiny banyan seed is hidden a large mammoth tree. Grow. Grow. to your full capacity. Because if you do not grow, and you have no reason not to, because you are privileged to have been educated, graduating from a prestigious institutions, you have got the best of educations. If you do not grow and if you remain stunted, it is your loss, of course. It's a loss of your family, but it is a loss also of Bharat. Remain conscious of it, that you are not just an individual. You are not just a member of your close family, your parents and siblings. You are a member of this larger family called Bharat. This is our larger Kutumbam. And you have to grow. And for that, you have to work hard, dream large, work hard, and have a trust in yourself. And I can tell you, the sky is the limit. Nobody can stop. My friends, I wish each one of you a very bright and successful life and career. I want you all to remember one thing, that a question, keep in your mind, the question, the answer to which you should seek the answer on 15th August 2047. When the country would be celebrating centenary of independence, each one of you must ask a question, what did I do to make my country great? And that answer will give you the sense of your life, how fulfilled has been your life. Remember that. I wish you all the very best. I wish you and everyone a very happy Deepavali in just a few minutes away. It's a festival of life. All the best. Thank you. Nandri, Jai Bharat.
I call upon the graduates to stand up and take the pledge. I request the esteemed Secretary of our college, Dr. B.P. Rishikeshan, to administer the pledge.
We shall in thought, word and deed endeavor to be superfluously repeat பண்ணுங்க சொல்றேன். We shall in thought, word and deed ever endeavor to be scrupulously honest in the of our duties in our profession, and shall uphold the dignity and integrity of our profession and the honor of the institution. We shall uphold and advance social order and well-being of our fellow members, and shall devote all our energy to promote unity and integrity and the secular ideal of our country.
Thank you, sir. I request all the rank holders, please come to the stage.